We are here on JBS this week reviewing the high school season. We got a unique visit here with Alex Kranzler, Old Tappan High School. Really, in our minds, the top all-around player, best player in the state this year. We got him in the car, cornered him, forced him to come on. And thanks for stopping by, Alex. And where are we headed right now?
Oh, yeah. Thanks for having me. I'm headed to the gym right now. Gonna get a lift in.
See, no time when you are at the top. There is no time to rest, right? Oh, no off days. We're headed to the gym, getting ready for the summer grind. What are you looking for this summer? What's the schedule include?
Not terribly sure yet. But the goal is to get to the events like PG National, Area Code Games, East Coast Pro, all those events, and then hopefully punch a ticket for like a PG All-American game, something like that.
Definitely. Now, 514 batting average during the season. Great year at OT, 26-5. Not quite as far as maybe we wanted to get in the state tournament, but that's certainly not going to put a damper when we look back on all the great things. That's just the hitting side of it. Also 10-0 on the mound, 115 Ks, an ERA of .67. Not a bad year.
Yeah.
What helped bring it all together? Obviously you certainly things are headed in that direction, trending that way, great off season, all that stuff. But, what was some of the keys for you to really be able to, throw in over 70 innings and also playing, every day and hitting a ton when you weren't?
Yeah. I think the biggest thing was definitely mentally, based off last year. I pretty much think I'm the same person offensively and on the pitching side, but I just think maturing a little bit as a player and kind of not putting as much pressure on myself, just going out there having fun was definitely a big thing for me. For
sure. Now, you were all set to go to Missouri. Certainly that was one of the major commits in the 23 class in the Garden State. But obviously something, is this time of year, there are lots of changes on the college front, coaching wise, things like that. What's that done to your situation? And where are you kind of head wise as far as what you're looking at now?
Oh, yeah. For me, other than the fact that it obviously changes some of the recruiting aspect, everything pretty much stays the same from a working standpoint. I still got to work hard and still got to perform on the field. And basically for is just a place where I really get along with the coaches, feel at home, and just can compete to get to the next level, and also for to win a College World Series.
Especially when you see it this time of year, right? How cool Omaha looks, and it's like, well, that would be a pretty good place to spend some time, I would think, right?
100%.
Who's left? Who's your team?
It's tough, but I'm probably pulling for either Texas A&M or Notre Dame, I'd say.
So hopefully Coach Schlossnagel or Coach Jarrett hear that, and they're on the phone soon. We got an A&M or a Notre Dame fan here, maybe. But Notre Dame obviously got a great Jersey contingent already.
Yep.
Now, how about Jack Finley at all? You know him from anything, any playing with or anything like that?
Personally, I don't know, but obviously, I know of him. They're in our section. So last year we were slated to play him if we would have won one more game. So that's about it.
Yeah, no. You've over the last couple of years gotten really into the online kind of remote training through BPC, which, you know, Mike Adams, a guy who's been on here before, certainly know what they do down there very well. But we don't know the remote side of it as well. Obviously, that would be, you know, that's a couple-hour drive from where you are up in North Jersey down to the Atlantic City area. Tell us what remote training is like, you know, at a place like that, you know, how it's been for you, you know, how you're able to incorporate actually getting there into your, you know, and what they've done to help you.
Oh yeah, so they're great about that. From a remote side, I can text. I text a lot with Mike DeChico, who's one of their other pitching guys, and whether it's video or just asking questions about stuff that he sends me in the program, it's always been pretty easy to get and easy to work on, as well as whenever I'm able to get down there, they always make it available, which is always good. So it's always good getting down there.
Yeah, and obviously they've had a big impact on you and your success.
100%.
But on the hitting side, where's that?
I'm gonna be honest. I barely hit outside of like team practices and games. I do like a little hit tracks league in the winter, but other than that, that's pretty much it.
So the secret is not hit too much. Throw up
Yeah,
500 numbers, you know, hit some bombs.
I started hitting better when I became a pitcher.
So is there anything to that? I mean, do you think, you know, is that just A, you're not thinking about it so much, or is it B, also having a better idea of, you know, how like people might try to pitch you?
I mean, that's definitely part of it, having a better idea of what people are going to pitch to you, but also I think just feeling like I have nothing to lose is kind of helpful.
All right. So we know obviously your next step is going to be in pitching, right? I mean, we know that.
Yeah.
But what do we like more? I mean, what is, you know, what would you obviously 10-0 in a high school season is ridiculous, especially now in the pitch count era. But, you know, what do you know, you throw a shutout, you throw a 3-hitter, you give up 1 run or something, and you also hit a bomb in the same game. If somebody asks you, which are you mentioning first?
Definitely the pitching half.
All right. Okay, just making sure. Some guys are not afraid to let everybody know how good a hitter they are.
No, yeah. I mean, I'm definitely not afraid, but the pitching always normally comes first.
Yeah, and we know, like I said, we know where it's headed, right? I mean, that's
yeah.
So you've got a big decision, obviously, this summer. You know, looking ahead as to where you're going to end up. What are the factors at this point, right? You've been through it. You had a school. Things happen, obviously, you know, that it makes sense to get back and figure it out again. What are the things that are important to you in making that decision?
Location is definitely one. On top of that, coaching staff, want to obviously trust them in development, because my ultimate goal is to pitch at the next level and make it to the big leagues. Education is definitely a factor, because I'd like to consider myself a good student. And other than that, just a competitive environment with facilities that can cater to what I need to get done, and pretty much, compete for a College World Series.
Yep. So there's obviously that's going to lead you to a list of schools, and certainly, hopefully this summer, get a chance to show for them and, you know, take that next step.
Yep.
What would, you know, what's your favorite team? Who's your favorite team being up there? We got a lag here. We got some
Now you got me right.
Yeah, I think we're good now. That's all right. We're just gonna roll, and I'm gonna splice it up later. It's all good.
All right, yeah. So from that side, I kind of have a combination, the Yankees and the Mets. I would say
Ooh,
younger, I was more of a Yankees guy, but I'm a big Scherzer guy, so that's kind of swayed me a little bit.
okay. That's now that you've, so DeGrom didn't do it, but Scherzer is.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I've liked Scherzer for a while since I was really little.
Tell me why. Tell me why.
Uh, Arm slot wise, we've always thrown pretty similar, as well as I think just from a mental standpoint, we kind of are pretty similar pitchers.
So you're crazy and intense
Yeah, I'd say so.
and embrace that very much too, right?
No, yeah, 100%.
Definitely. So what's a typical workout week like then? I mean, how do you factor in, BPC into that? What's your, again, to be able to throw 70 plus innings during the high school season. I know you said kind of the more you get to throw, the better you're doing. How do you prepare for something like that?
Yeah, so you want more of like an off season or a in season?
Yeah,
Off
both.
season?
Yeah.
Okay. So off season, I'm lifting 5 days a week, and that kind of revolves around when I'm pitching. So I get two like high intent throw days with two moderate, and then one 1 to 2 like lighter recovery days, depending on the time of year. So I like to try to take as little days off from a throwing side as possible, just because I kind of like moving. Like I kind of go by a thing. It's like motion is the lotion. So like I like the movement, and then the 5 days of lifting also changes by the month. So earlier in the off season, it's more slower, building like capacity almost. Then it moves into more of like a max strength, and then towards closer to the season, it's more like a power, moving fast. And then on top of that, it's just mobility stuff, a little bit of arm care, and that stuff is everyday stuff.
Game day routines, anything that makes you unique that on start days.
Yeah, I mean, it even starts the night before. So I know this year, before every start, I'd have a poke bowl. That would be my dinner. And then I'd also drink a cherry Pedialyte. That would be like the pregame meal. And then that night, I take like Epsom salt baths the day before I pitch. And then it's wake up, go eat a good breakfast, good lunch, go to the field, and then start stretching about an hour and a half before start. If we're home on the road, it's a little quicker, but I try to keep it the same way. And it's like stretch or foam roll, stretch, plyo balls, bands, long toss, bullpen, and then ready to go.
So you've got a good routine set pretty much.
Yeah.
That's not something that like, a middle school pitcher is going to have, right? I mean, you're not going to, Poke Bowl and Pedialyte's not like an eighth grade thing. So I guess my question for you is, what along the way kind of got into your head where that became, a thing? I mean, taking care of yourself, obviously, how did it get to that point?
Oh yeah. I mean, starting since my beginning of my freshman year, I kind of like, I don't want to say like unlocked, but my mentality for baseball kind of changed drastically. And I went from not really like doing like what almost everybody does, and then thinking, okay, I need to like, I would look at kids freshman year throwing, let's say 87, 88, going to these big time schools. And I was always good at pitching. Like no matter how hard I threw, I got guys out. And I was throwing around 78 fall freshman year. And I was like, I'm better than these kids. I need to show it. And then so like velocity, like lifting, all that came a little more prominent. And then between that and the COVID, when COVID shut down, I actually have a decent sized gym / like batting cage in my backyard. So that I credit a lot to, because I was just able to, 12 hours a day just doing baseball stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that helped a lot. And then came out of that throwing 88, which definitely helped on top of I was already pitching. But from routine styles, it's just kind of picking up stuff over the years, learning like what works for me, what doesn't, stuff like that.
Definitely. Favorite place you've gone to and played?
Probably the Brave Stadium, Truist Park. That was a lot of fun.
That was through what? Was that a
The Hank Aaron Invitational last year.
nice, nice. Yeah, that's an awesome event every year. You did the week down in Vero Beach first, and then
Yep.
got to play in the game. What's one takeaway from that? Because anybody who gets to participate in that, it's an MLB kind of MLB Players Association joint venture. What was your takeaway? What was your most memorable moment of that?
I mean, definitely the most memorable moment was actually pitching in Atlanta. I actually got in that bat in that game too. So that was definitely fun. And then from like a week standpoint, just learning from obviously former big leaguers, and also you're around a lot of the top players in the country, whether it be guys like Cam Collier, Tamar Johnson, guys like that. So it's pretty cool to like see those guys go about their stuff and see how they like to work as well.
Definitely. Now, a little unfinished business next year, 2023 high school. I mean, you guys got knocked out by Montville, and certainly they were a good team, but I'm sure it feels a little bit empty as far as that's concerned. That's going to be a big goal next year to kind of take the last steps.
No, yeah. All the juniors from our team actually met after that game, and we basically said, listen, we got to get a ring next year. So we're gonna start stuff a lot earlier, and I think we'll have a better season than we did this year.
And that's after winning 26 games this year. So I think everybody else can kind of watch out if we're looking for better. I mean, certainly should be a top 10, top 5 preseason team. There's not going to be any surprises in store in 2023, but it's going to be a lot of fun, I'm sure.
Yeah, 100%.
Well, Alex, we appreciate the time. Like I said, certainly the best season, I think, all around in the state from anybody. Performance-wise, pretty tough to go over 500, hit some bombs, steal almost 10 bases, and strike out over 100 guys and an ERA under 1. I mean, any of those things is spectacular. But to get all of them, certainly congratulations on an amazing season. And I'm sure that there's going to be an awful lot this summer. So enjoy the experience, and hopefully we pick the school that's best for you.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Alex Kranzler, our guest today. It's the top performers in the state of New Jersey 2022. Be fun to watch him in 2023. We appreciate your time and look forward to seeing everyone next time.